Christmas, which is Saturnalia, came way before St. Nicholas. If you watch this video to the end, you'll definitely find out. Saint means holy and Sant. Sant means saint and Santa, which is an anagram for Satan. Nicholas comes from Nico, to conquer, and Laios, people, to conquer the people. Nicholas also comes from Nick, which means devil, and Las comes from lies, which means deception. So they conquered the people with a devilish deception. Santa means holy Satan. Claus is also an anagram of Lucas, which also means Lisus, and Jesus, who is Lucifer. Saint means holy, worthy of worship. The Latin word saint also is the source of the Spanish santo and santa, which is also sanction, a law or decree. The meaning of sant, a saint. Sant in English generally translates to saint, holy person, or sage. Saint Nicholas, a 4th century Greek bishop, came after the pagan Roman festival of Saturnalia, held in December to honor the god Saturn, with many of Saturnalia's gift-giving and feasting traditions being absorbed and repurposed by early Christians for the Christmas season, eventually influencing the figure of Santa Claus or Father Christmas. While St. Nicholas was a real historical figure, they say, his legend grew to incorporate older winter traditions, making him the central gift giver by the Middle Ages, long after Saturnalia's peak. Saturnalia was a week-long festival culminating around December 25th, a date the church later chose for Christmas to coincide with popular pagan celebrations. Gift-giving, small presents, candles, feasting, and a festive, carnival-like atmosphere were hallmarks of Saturnalia that were adopted into medieval Christmas celebrations. The early church co-opted existing winter solstice traditions, including Saturnalia, for Christmas to make it more palatable, and St. Nicholas' story became intertwined with these customs, not before but after, eventually evolving into the modern Santa Claus, who brings gifts in late December, fulfilling a role once held by figures from pagan festivals. The Roman festival of Saturnalia, a week-long pagan celebration with feasting, gift-giving, and role reversals, occurred in mid-December, well before Christianity adopted and adapted many of its customs, including gift-giving traditions, and eventually merged them with the commemoration of St. Nicholas and the birth of Jesus, Christmas, in late December. The church, establishing Christmas on December 25th, near Saturnalia's peak, absorbed some of these popular pagan practices to make the new holiday more appealing. St. Nicholas, the figure of St. Nicholas, a 4th century bishop known for generosity, emerged later with his feast day on December 6th. Gift-giving associated with St. Nicholas and the broader winter solstice traditions eventually merged with Christmas celebrations, creating figures like Santa Claus, who shares traits with older deities like Saturn. What do pagans call Christmas? Yule, a Germanic Norse festival celebrating the return of the sun, and Saturnalia, a Roman midwinter festival for the god Saturn. Though there are more, here are the key pagan winter festivals: Yule, or Jol, Saturnalia, or Mithras. These ancient pagan traditions around the winter solstice provided a cultural framework that early Christians overlaid with the story of Jesus' birth, leading to the modern Christmas holiday. Check this out. Yule, from Old Norse Jol, and Jolly, from Old French Joliffe, share the same root word, Jol, a Germanic term for a winter solstice feast that meant festive or merry, which is why both words relate to joyous winter celebrations. Christianity adopted the word for Christmas, Yule in English, to Joel in Norse, while it also entered Old French as jollif, merry or festive, and eventually came to English as jolly. So you see how Yule and Christmas tie together? Jol is jolly, which is the same as Yule, which would be Yuli. So now, when you put your children on Santa's lap, you're offering your children up to Moloch to be burnt by the spiritual fire, which is paganism. And we are called to be free from paganism. Shalom Bataya.